So we're in medieval Europe.
Ugh! Why? Why? The time machine didn't work. We were supposed to take the DeLorean to medieval times. I wanted to go to medieval times, not medieval Europe.
times. Oh no.
I just wanted a fancy dinner.
So it's Crusader Kings 3 time. You may or may not know, I have sunk way too much time into Paradox Interactive map games.
Mm-hmm.
I like historical grand strategy maybe a little too much. I also kind of suck at it, so that's fun.
I don't think you suck at it. You just have different win conditions than most people.
That's true. That is absolutely correct. So, we're gonna play some Crusader Kings this month.
Awesome. I can't wait.
But we're gonna pick ourselves a little shtick.
So I know nothing about this game.
Interesting.
Just so
I have
we're
a mod
clear.
enabled apparently, and I didn't intend for that. I have several mods enabled. So
Wow.
that'll be fun. I don't know which mods are turned on. They weren't supposed to be.
Okay, do we need a restart?
No, let's roll.
We're rolling with it?
It'll
All
be
right.
fine.
I don't know what I'm doing, but okay.
So
I like that the Potpourri has now become let Vivian play games that she is that she has brain feels about. And I could just sit here and I get to do nothing. This is great.
Well. I don't know about doing nothing. I was thinking we should have ourselves a little shtick to make this more than Vivian info dump hour.
Okay.
So
But
what
people
if?
love Vivian info dump hour.
Okay.
The Vinfo
we can still
dump
have
hour.
a little. What if you
Yep.
are our glorious monarch and I am
Oh.
your loyal cabinet,
Okay.
aiming to bring forth your wishes and make them a reality in this medieval
okay.
world?
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay, because my first dictate is to create the lesbian utopia.
we can do this. Let's try
Excellent.
this.
Excellent.
Okay, so do we want to start
I think
in...
that means we have to be on the island of Sappho.
I don't think that gets its own province.
Oh, okay.
Do we want to do 867 starts or 1066 start? Because
Why are you asking like I know what those mean?
So they're years. They're different times. One of them is a bit older. One of them's a bit newer. One of them you'll be starting with more social and technological development than the other. The other one you'll be starting with, a greater amount of time, more ability to shape the world to your desires.
I see. I think in order to make the nation of our dreams, we're gonna need a little bit more time.
Okay,
So let's take the earlier start.
let's do that. So, we are not going to choose one of the suggested starts unless we really feel like it.
Okay.
We're going to pull up the map and take a look around. Do you have a region of the world that you would love to be a part of?
A region of the world that I would love to be a part of.
There's a lot of world.
Good God.
I apparently have a whole Asia extension mod installed that I haven't actually played before and didn't know about.
Why
So-
does it usually not go that far? Like,
Yeah, usually it stops right around like there.
Huh.
So we get only a little bit of like Western China and Southeast Asia.
I've never why is that? Is it just like scope or?
Yeah, largely a scope thing that it was like, oh, we're limiting it to this particular chunk of the world. Then like we'll go as far as the Silk Road, maybe.
I see.
But
okay.
not too much farther into China than like where you'd get on the west edge following the Silk Road.
Gotcha.
But there's mods for that, which I apparently have active, so that's fun.
Cool. Let's see here.
And we can zoom in a little bit and inspect who is currently in charge in various places and stuff.
Okay. Who's in charge currently over where modern day Iran would be?
Modern day Iran.
Yeah. So what, that's a Dula feed.
Wait, I thought that... Okay, sorry. I forget where modern day Iran is because I'm thinking historical Persia. So these guys over here are an Ashari Muslim emirate owning, I believe, a duchy tier realm? Yeah.
Excellent. And what about this? And the ones to the right, the Safar.
Safarid.
Yeah. Now what am I looking for in an ideal starting kingdom here?
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends. One thing to consider is the presence of big empires like the Eastern Roman Empire here. Whoa, why don't you have any clothes on, man?
Maybe it's because there's that big lobster in the middle of the ocean. I'm afraid of the big lobster in the middle of the ocean.
Why don't you have any clothes on? What's going on here? What's going on here?
Hold on. What? Is this normal?
No.
Listen, this is just a bad time, okay?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe they're in the middle of a wrestling match or something. Sorry. My train of thought got derailed by why the Byzantine emperor doesn't have clothes. So these places are, if you want a big established empire already, and you want to either start really strong being an emperor, or you want to play within an empire and do internal politics, those are good places for that.
Cool.
If you want places where there's more fragmentation, those might be better. If you want to do a start small and unite the kingdom type of run. There's a lot of fragmentation in the northern regions all across the map. There's also thought of religion, where this area here is largely Christian.
Yeah.
These areas here are largely pagan.
Yeah.
Norse in particular. Vikings get a lot of cool stuff if you want to do Viking things. The Islamic world controls all down through here and over here. So religious blocks matter in that way and might get you pulled into religious wars and so on.
I mean, it is called Crusader Kings.
Yeah.
I assume at some point we're doing religious wars.
If we feel like it. And other than that, a matter of places you like.
Hear me out.
Yeah?
I like the idea of trying to get started in the Muslim world. Specifically, can we see over where modern day Morocco and Spain are?
Yeah.
Try to get control of Strait of Gibraltar there.
That could be interesting. So we're going to turn the Strait of Gibraltar gay.
That's the notion. Yeah, if you want to get in or out of the Mediterranean, you got to be gay.
Okay.
And also do crimes. Those are the two precepts of this future kingdom. Be gay, do crimes. Can we make this happen?
Then we're going to need to make some big changes if we want to make it a gay empire. So that'll be fun.
Am I going to miss anything if I don't have the music in my ears?
Not really.
Okay.
If you don't want to hear the medieval background sounds, you do not have to.
No. That wasn't like it's just it was loud, and then I realized I could just turn down the volume on my end. But you can't. You're stuck with however I mixed the audio. Hopefully I did it well.
I guess, would you rather start as someone small, like a count? There's a tier. There's a tier system for rulers where barons are going to be the smallest. Those are going to be folks that we can't even play as, but we might have barons as our vassals.
Okay.
A count will be the smallest size we can reasonably play as. They'll control a single county. And, that's a good place to start if you want to be small, get big.
Sure.
A duke ruling a duchy or dukedom will be the kind of medium-sized start. You'll rule over a couple counties. And we can see, actually, here's how things divide up at that level in the world.
That's so many. There are too many dukes.
Then, if we look at kingdom level, kings control a bunch of dukes.
God, my head spins in this game. How does one even start? I'm so glad I don't have to actually play this. I'm glad.
Empires.
I know people do enjoy playing this kind of stuff, and I'm all for it. I look at this and get nothing but anxiety. So.
Okay. Well,
let's see. I've always wanted to have some barons under me, so we can make the baronies. There are so many baronies, but maybe being a duke is good.
Let's do that. Let's pick one of these, like the Idrisids or the Rustamids. I feel like they're big enough that when I inevitably fuck up, 20 minutes into this, we'll survive probably.
Okay.
And that should be like a good place to try and get like. Well, I think if we want the straights, we probably want to be over.
Did you get the joke yet? How we're turning the straights gay?
No, that's actually very funny. Now,
like, wait, do I need to lean on it a bit harder?
Would you like to go with historical rulers of that area and try and gradually turn it into this, or would you like to go straight off the rails and make a custom queen and custom culture?
Let's try to play it by the book here. Let's start with the historical stuff and try to alternate history our way into this.
Okay. Let's try it. Then I guess we'll be starting in Sultan Yahya II bin Yahya of the Idrisid Sultanate.
Leave a comment if you got turning the straight gay. Leave a comment. Let me know I'm not alone here.
Oh, cool. I have this event pack. I know what that mod is. We have a bunch of advice and tutorial stuff. We're going to ignore that.
Okay.
And we're also going to ignore these events.
Okay.
We're going to do the most important thing first, which is that secretly this is a dress-up game. So what are we going to make our kingy wear? Do you like this outfit, or should we change him up?
That's a good outfit. I don't know. So we're a count?
I can't see the eyeshadow, but I am going to pick one of them. We're a duke at the moment.
I'm
going to pick one of the eyeshadows just so I can know it's there.
I don't know what a duke in modern-day Morocco is fashionable wearing in the year 867.
Cool sunglasses, that's what.
Okay, we got the Lennon shades. All right, never mind. I'm sold. Never mind. You knew exactly what I wanted and before I even knew.
Wait. Oh, shit. I can't see the save button because we made the UI too big. Okay.
What do you mean you can't see the save button because the UI is too big?
We have to turn down the scaling a bit.
No, I can't read it then.
Unfortunately, we can turn it back up. We can turn. Okay.
It's.
So the problem is the apply changes button was off screen.
That's really funny, actually.
So that's why they don't want you to scale above that amount, I guess.
Well, I mean.
Oh well. There we go.
That's fine.
All right.
I don't
got your
have
cool
to read
sunglasses.
this. You can read this.
So let's start by choosing what sort of kingy we'd like to be. We can choose a lifestyle.
A lifestyle,
and we start with a diplomatic education. Depending on how you were raised as a kid, you might have better or worse skill with certain lifestyles.
Okay.
So
now, we do know the two tenets, right? I already laid those out.
Yeah, be gay, do crimes.
Okay. So I think the best way to start on this is probably to do crimes.
Okay.
Can we do crimes?
There is the intrigue lifestyle.
That sounds perfect.
The trick is, if we want to do things like change our culture, we're going to need a ton of prestige to do that. And if we want to like make it gayer, and if we want to like create a new religion that's about being gay and stuff,
and doing crimes,
we'll need a bunch of learning to do that. So we will have to balance out the crimes.
Okay, well,
so do you want to go in for the first life and be an intrigue guy? We can do it.
Because of your diplomacy education, we get a bonus to...
Let me check also what kind of guy we are. We're arrogant.
Awesome. I like arrogance.
We are just.
Okay. Just what? Alright, that's my one. That's my one.
And we are trusting. It might be tricky to do crimes if we're just, because it'll stress our kingy out.
Well, then
He'll
let's
have
do
anxiety.
you seem to get a bonus to diplomatic shenanigans, right? Should we start with that?
Sure, let's try that. Maybe we can get enough prestige to create a new culture.
A crime culture.
So we are already going down that prestige
Who's
earning
August?
tree.
What does he want?
So each lifestyle has a couple different focuses you can do that
Uh-huh.
have different static bonuses.
Sure.
So if you want to have a bunch of kids and you're a diplomat, you might go family focus. If you want to get very prestigious and famous, you might do majesty focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got some trees in here, like tech trees you can go down. He'll learn more as he goes on in life, and we can start investing into these.
I see. What a good kingy.
So, we're also not married. Should we get married?
Is this important for us to, or are we a confirmed bachelor?
We are going to need to have heirs in order to not lose the game.
Okay. Well, in that case, we should find a person to arrange a marriage with. I feel really comfortable about this.
Yeah. Definitely, as you should.
See, the thing is, like, I understand that there's a level of abstraction to, like, the historical, like, and that comes into play with, like, the historical, like, why can't I remember the word? Well, like, there's a level of remove you have, because this is all just, historical roleplay, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just part of the time. However, a lot of the posts on the subreddit for this that you've shown me are some of the most unhinged
Oh,
shit.
absolutely, yes. People play this in ways that are terrifying.
You have to realize that it's... I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I get it, but also, what the fuck?
You look at the family trees for their dynasties and are like, you need therapy in real life, my friends.
Simulation, that's the word I was looking for. Simulation.
So, would you like me to hunt a particular type of person to marry? We can look for folks of different religions, same religion, look for particular traits.
Look for particular... well, we want our spouse to at least be a broadening influence on us, right? We want them to like help maybe make our kingy a little bit less uptight.
I wonder if we can marry anyone from... We could become Ausatru. We could marry a Viking.
What are the Vikings bringing to the table here?
Lots of war.
All right.
All the war.
All
so
the
that's
war?
the thing.
All right.
What is Bidaism?
I am uncertain.
Looks like if we want to marry someone other than an Islamic noble, we have options.
Excellent. I'm looking at all the ages and I'm wondering how old we are. And then I realized we're doing a historical simulation game. I'm just not going to think about it.
We're 21.
We're 21? Oh, okay. Okay. That could be worse, I suppose.
We could convert to Judaism. I don't know that would help our run, but it's a thing we could do.
I leave the choice to you.
You know what? Let's marry somebody smart.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a very intelligent Viking.
Hell yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Sold.
All right, old Pilder.
I love a woman who can outsmart me.
Decreases legitimacy level. That's unfortunate, but we'll live. We'll live.
We'll live?
Because
Okay.
we're marrying a lowborn. We're marrying a commoner, So since we
Oh.
stooped to that, folks don't respect us as much
What?
anymore.
Well, that's their own problem. They don't have cool shades like we do.
Exactly. That is their own problem, and they will have to deal with it. So, what else have we got? We have got to skip some lessons and deal with our military. Our military is made up of a couple different types of things.
Okay.
We have our levies.
Everyone's been saying that for
Yeah.
as long as I can remember. Militaries are made up of a couple different types of things, and like that's so true.
It is so true.
That's so true, buddy.
So we have our levies, which
Okay.
are just like, the conscripted peasants.
Okay.
When it's like, oh, we're being invaded, conscript all the peasants, give them pointy sticks.
Got it. Okay, so untrained, just kind of like
Yeah, just there to stand there and hold pointy sticks and hold the line.
like a militia more
Yeah.
than okay.
Then we have our men-at-arms, who are trained soldiers. That's their official job.
Right. Okay, so the career soldier type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And in particular, we have one regiment. We have special ones. We have Mubarizun, who are a culture-locked heavy infantry from this region, if I remember correctly.
Sweet.
And we've got 200 of those guys.
Awesome.
Then we have our knights, or in this case, Faris, due to our region and culture. These are nobles who fight for us and bring their own retinue of folks and so on.
Okay.
And we have
okay.
seven Faris.
Awesome.
So we can
Now, what
sorry.
happens when the levee breaks?
We lose the battle.
The levees break. I'm just sitting over here being like, yep, big sword go poke.
Indeed, it does. It does go poke. So we can make the big sword go more poke because our men-at-arms, we want to station them somewhere. At the moment, they're just floating around the country, and we want to give them a home base where they can practice at and so on.
Okay.
So-
How about we get up closer to Gibraltar there, or where the Strait of Gibraltar is, and just start making them real uncomfortable. That we might get in there.
Our home base options are going to be these 4 counties that we own.
Okay.
So, and they're all about the same. You can see the bonus to damage and to toughness that each one gives if they're stationed there. We can upgrade that over time if we build better facilities for them.
Does Taza seem
Totally reasonable.
we don't want to station them too far back
Yeah.
or too far south in the country, right?
Yeah, let's put them right here.
Okay.
And that's our military set for now.
Sweet. Okay.
Where's the tab close button? Isn't there a tab close button?
Is it hidden behind Hune
Is it?
or Cherno? I could find other spots to put some of these plushes other than directly in front of the big television that we use to record
Legitimately,
stuff.
please do.
Is it bothering you that much?
Only when we record. But when we record, consistently there are details I cannot see.
Okay, I can move the.
We don't need to do it right now.
No, it's.
We can negotiate some alliances.
Hell yeah.
We're not gonna, because they're all inside our realm and kind of small and boring. Maybe we will. If they ask, we might say yes.
Okay. We're not going to go out of our way.
Yeah.
Got it.
We could declare a bunch of wars immediately
Why would we do that?
if we want to become more big and strong.
Okay. That does sound like crimes.
It does. We should appoint a court physician.
Okay.
All of our options are kind of dog shit, but that's okay. They'll pick it up on the job.
They'll pick. Great. Awesome.
Who's this guy? Sure.
A cowardly follower. That's all I know about them.
Brilliant with money, which is going to be very helpful when I am appointing you as the court physician and not as anything where that skill is relevant. Have fun.
Great. Maybe he can buy his way into some knowledge.
So, there's a shit ton of different court positions we can fill that all have different bonuses that depend on the skills of the characters. All of the characters have like skills and upbringings and lives and shit like we do.
Good God. Okay.
We're going to ignore most of these for now until we actually need them because they cost money.
Can we
and
upgrade our kingy so he can do aerial combos?
That would be cool.
If we want to do a Devil May Cry.
The closest I can offer to that is if you go down the Marshall tree, you can make him a really strong military commander that's much less likely to die in combat.
That is very close to what I asked for.
That's about as close as I can get.
Okay.
And we can and should create this duchy.
Awesome.
Wait, so are we a count now? Are we just a count that owns a ton of counties? What are we? Oh, we're a king.
We're a king?
Oh shit.
I thought I was just calling him the kingy. That's what you do all the time, so I was just copying you.
It is. I always call them the kingies and the queenies, and regardless of their rank. I kind of forgot to check on the fact that we've already got a kingdom. So that's like a lot of the hard shit I thought we'd have to do solved.
Dang.
Because normally, part of what you'd have to do is go conquer some land outside your area and then get the title. Because if you don't have the title, folks aren't going to want to stay part of your kingdom. They'll revolt, they'll become independent. And also, when you die and inheritance happens, it'll all get split up between the kids.
So can't have that happening.
If you have just like 20 counties, but you're not a duke or anything, then it all gets split between your kids and you end up with most of it gone. But we're a king already, so we aren't going to lose shit on succession. These will be like handed off to kids, but they'll still be loyal vassals to us, so that's okay. This is our capital here.
Foz?
And yeah. And I'll pull up the outliner here. We earn about 3 ducats a month from Fez there.
Are ducats a lot?
They are our money measurements, and this is a decent amount for early game.
Is that like money true to the era or a money abstraction for the in-game systems?
It's a money abstraction, but ducats were indeed a currency in use.
Gotcha.
So, now that we've spent like half an hour on pause, let's unpause.
The map. It's still a map.
It's still a map. It's staying perfectly still as maps do. Oh, hey, what's up?
We broke up?
Did they say no?
What happened?
Damn. Well, I guess we'll marry this Bidaist genius.
Excellent.
Please?
Maybe the Viking lady didn't want to move down here.
There we go. Oh, she's got a cool hat.
Excellent. Dang, that is a cool hat.
And what is this religion like?
I was going to say we need to get her some shades, but no, she's already got this figured out.
So she's got a different religion. We could, if we so chose, work towards converting to this one if we felt like that was a better basis for our ultimate lesbian faith.
Let's see. I see human sacrifice there, which... Yeah. I'm like, you know what? That does fulfill the do crimes part.
Let's see. Same-sex relations are shunned, unfortunately, and deviancy is criminal.
Unfortunate.
So it's not that much closer to our ultimate goal.
Well, all right then. I suppose we have to pass up on the human sacrifice.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
Leave
have
a comment if you would have preferred human sacrifice.
I think we're gonna have to make our own custom heresy primarily.
Excellent.
Which is always fun. It'll be neat seeing if folks try to immediately kill us when we
love being heretical. One of my top 10 hobbies is being heretical.
What's going on here? Oh, we have a royal court because we're a king.
Oh, hell yeah.
And because we have a court, we have court artifacts.
Can we ball?
We cannot ball.
Oh, okay.
We can't, well, we can in the sense of we could get depression. That is a game mechanic.
I see.
So we've got ourselves a house banner for our house.
Oh, I thought ours was the same as in the image, and it was just gray. And I'm like, wow, that is a power move. Literally just a gray banner.
We've
Hell
got
yeah!
House banner and a dynasty banner. These will give us prestige and renown. They're the same because you can be part of a dynasty but have your own house.
Gotcha.
This is in case you want to be like, oh, I want to be like the third nephew of Charlemagne or whoever, and I want to be part of the Carling dynasty, but I want to make my own way in the world and start my own little schism.
Gotcha.
So those are currencies up here that we'll expend on various stuff later.
Cool.
These give us a tiny amount. They'll upgrade as we get cooler. We can take...
We're already pretty cool. How could we get cooler?
Oh, we can
Look
get
at
so
us.
much
We are
cooler.
so cool.
There's so far to go. We can get so cool. So we've got our house as well.
Okay.
Our house is...
House Idrisid. Victory is family.
So if we want, we can customize the name and the coat of arms and stuff.
No, I'm cool with that.
Okay. I think we should eventually do it once we get
Once we
all
have a
gay
bit more
and
of an
stuff.
identity, but we're still working on it at this point.
So, because we are a clan system of government, we have house unity as a mechanic. It can go up and down, and there's benefits and costs depending on what end you end up on, whether you're more harmonious or more discordant.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to bother with this right at the moment, I don't think. I think we'll kind of get there over time when it matters.
Sounds good. I trust you implicitly.
And since we have our royal court, we also have
Saucy.
events happen in it, such as
Saucy
saucy
readings.
readings.
Hold on. Lately, I can't help but notice the gaggles of giggling maidens and usually austere warriors gathering in dark alcoves to listen, enraptured to a book. Today, I finally cornered Eber? Eher, with the book in his hands. Quickly scanning through the text, I find pirates, scantily clothed maidens, luxury-driven kings, lascivious and devious queens, and even an enriched street rat who marries a princess through the help of a djinn. I am silent while I ponder the probable reaction of Alma Abdullah, yep, and her stares at me in apprehension.
So we can pick how we respond to this. If we say it's juicy, we can become a confident lover for 10 years. That's going to give us... Oh, fuck, why won't this do the thing? There we go, do the thing. It'll give us more fertility and attraction, make it easier to seduce folks and have kids.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it disappear if we want to gain opinion with this random guy. That sounds boring.
That sounds boring.
Or if we want to say, culture comes in any form. You should be free to read this stuff.
Yeah.
Then you can get grander and learning lifestyle
That sounds
experience.
good. That sounds good. I don't think we need. Yeah. That sounds like Culture comes in any form. Let them read.
And all of our unchaste courtiers and guests will gain opinion of us. So everybody who likes to fuck will have a good day today.
Excellent. Let them fuck. That is the motto of House Idrisid.
So we also have ourselves a council. Since we're ruler here, we can't rule everything on our own. So we've got our wife here, our Malika.
I can't help but notice that everyone in our corner of the world here is clothed.
Yeah. I guess that they probably have a fabric shortage over in Greece or some shit.
Is that not normal?
Let's see if he got his shirt on.
Is it not normal
actually.
for that to be the case?
Okay. Oh, what? Okay.
Well, all right. Have fun with that. Oh no, he's still naked. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know what's up over there. I think that there might be
Eskay.
an issue with the order the mods that I thought were turned off are in fact installed.
Great. Eskay, you know what to do. Hopefully I remember to do that.
Should I turn off nudity settings?
No, it's fine. It's funnier this way.
Okay, but if you want me to, because
No.
of YouTube reasons, it is an option I can swap in the
I'll
menu.
just put a bar over it or something.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. So, we won't worry about that.
I just wasn't expecting it. I'm like, oh, okay, good for you.
So we've got our queen here,
Yep.
who can choose. We can choose how we'd like our wife to assist us,
Okay.
and general assistance will give you a kind of even spread of stat bonuses, or we can focus in on any particular stat we like. So if we
Okay.
are going in on diplomacy, we might go
Yeah.
for court politics.
That
and
sounds good then.
that'll help us earn more prestige, become more famous. If we are, we've got our Alama here, our court chaplain, and this guy is able to earn us piety, or we can tell him to convert counties. We'll eventually want to do that once we make a cool heresy.
Sure, okay. I
Or-
do like being heretical.
We can have him use religion to fabricate claims on other people's lands. So if we want
Ooh, okay.
if we want to go out and conquer something that we have no right to take, we can ask
We
our
can
guy.
fabricate a religious pretext for it.
Yeah, we can ask our guy to drum up a pretext and give us an excuse to
Got
invade.
it. Okay.
And we've got our chancellor, handles diplomacy stuff. At the moment, focusing on that, earning prestige
hat.
and earning opinion with folks. Yeah, it's a really nice hat. I think I would like one.
That is a pretty great hat.
We can do domestic affairs if we want to focus on getting building harmony within our kingdom. We can bestow royal favor if we want a particular person, one of our vassals, to like, if we really want to become friends with a particular vassal.
Okay.
We've got our steward, who handles all of the like administrative economic stuff. We can collect taxes to earn more money.
Okay.
We can increase development, which is pretty nice if you want to become more technologically advanced.
I mean, that sounds like a good, like be gay, do crimes, but also we need to take care of the people so they're able to be gay and do their crimes,
Indeed.
right? We have a vested interest in making sure our populace are able to carry out their devout practices of being gay and doing crimes.
Absolutely.
And without a social safety net, how are they supposed to find time to be gay?
I agree completely. And then
I just realized we're starting like the Ankh-Morpork like crime guild essentially. Don't worry. This theft is all above board.
Then we can promote culture if we want to make our culture spread to other counties and basically whitewashed ethnic cleansing, if you want to think of it that way.
Oof,
or
okay.
if you want to think of it a different way, spread of cultural practices.
See, what I've done is I've partitioned this in my mind. So everything I want to think about this in practice in the real world is over on one side of my brain. And then the other side of my brain is currently in, like, we're playing a fun historical simulation game. This isn't real. This doesn't have consequences. I can just do stuff.
We can also promote cultural acceptance and do the opposite and make other culture become more friendly to other cultures in case we want to adopt their ways.
Okay.
So we've got ourselves a marshal who leads our military, currently working on keeping costs down for the army.
All right.
But can work on training up commanders and making our knights and commanders better.
Thanks, Marshal.
Or on managing guards to make it less likely that folks can scheme against us. Or if we have ever any counties that are not under control, have crime going wild, we can have our marshal crack down on crime.
Well, why would we want to crack down on crime?
Because if there's too much crime, all of our counties stop doing stuff for us and everything falls apart. So we need to keep the crime focused in the right direction.
I see. Okay.
And then we got our spy master, who is able to do stuff.
Topless currently.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one woman over in the Roman Empire?
So, our spy master can work on disrupting schemes from other folks, stopping their crimes.
Come on, Eskay, let's play Crusader Kings, she said. It'll be fun, she said.
On supporting our schemes, helping us do crimes once we get around to doing them.
Excellent.
Or on digging up secrets. Whoops, I clicked it. I didn't mean to click it. And finding stuff we can use for blackmail and so on, which is always fun.
That is cool.
So these are our supporting cast.
Okay, excellent.
We've got our culture as well. We're currently in Maghrebi culture, which is not, in fact, the majority culture in this region.
Interesting.
So we are kind of in a situation where there's a separate ruling caste of one culture that is formed from Bedouin and Baranis culture merging, but it's not the dominant culture in any of these provinces here. So we got a little bit of cultural mismatch.
Okay.
And our culture currently only lets men be commanders and knights. We're going to have to change that. We got Arabic heritage and language. That's pretty cool. We've got Maghrebi aesthetics. I believe that's where we get that cool hat.
Excellent.
The cool hat guy got it from there. And we've got some traditions. We have water rituals that make us less likely to get plagues.
That's nice. The plague, not good with the plague.
We've got African tolerance, so we can have better opinions of folks of different faiths. That'll be good when we start doing heresies.
Yeah, exactly. We're not. Yeah, okay. This is good.
We've got our Mubarazun, our specific cultural men-at-arms we have.
Mm-hmm.
We are dexterous fishermen, so owning coastline is going to be good for us. It'll get us better defenses.
We do have a little bit of coastline right now, but it'll be nice to get more coast.
And we're the granary of Africa, so we'll get great bonuses for building desert agriculture.
Awesome.
And for building qanats.
Cool. I think we're ready to kick some ass.
So, let's keep rolling along. We can also look and see if there's any interesting decisions we could take. Oh, we've got an event.
What's it? Okay. Wali Saba's staunch and unimpeachable reputation has earned him the respect of many. Often called upon to adjudicate disputes, he is perceived by many as embodying the spirit of divine justice that is so central to Zaidi dogma. He is an example to us all.
Who is this guy? Oh, he's one of our random vassals who owns...
Okay. He sounds...
this one little bit. Okay, sure.
Sure. Cool. Great. Good for you, buddy.
So, there's various things that we can build toward in these decisions if we want.
Okay.
We can, once we want to get into the... Oh! Whoops, our Alama preached some unorthodox doctrine and lost us some piety. Oh well.
Why would you... I mean...
We're going to do that on purpose eventually.
Sowing the seeds of discontent. I understand it. Okay.
Once we want to get the Straits of Gibraltar and control both sides, we'll want ourselves a little Iberian foothold up here.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We can found holy orders. That'll be fun once we make our own religion, because they're like mercenaries that you can hire specifically in religious wars with folks of other religions than your own, and that have all these powerful bonuses.
Cool.
We could unite Africa someday if we wanted. We could avenge the Battle of Tours and go up and take bits of France. Lots of stuff we can do.
Awesome. Oh, we've got decisions. Why do we have so many decisions?
There's a bunch of smaller ones we can do right now if we want. So we could do things like funding a qanat.
Qanats are underground systems of canals that have been built across much of the Middle East for centuries to deliver a reliable supply of water to the locals. By funding the construction of one, I can improve the locals' quality of life. Makes sense. This like, it's just plumbing. I mean, yeah. Yes, this is good.
So if we do a small one for 40 gold...
Become custom for people of status like myself to sponsor the construction of such public works projects. Decided to do just that, and once the qanat is finished constructing, it'll provide a reliable source of water to the community is built in, whether for agriculture, drinking, washing, or something else. To consider how much funding I'm willing to provide for this endeavor, and how large of a qanat I wish to build.
So we've only got a little bit of gold at the moment, so we might have to stick with a small one for now.
Okay.
But if we do that, we'll get some stewardship, some prestige, some popular opinion, and our capital will get some development and extra taxes. So
okay,
it's good.
That's good. Public works projects. I'm all about this. That sounds like a great. Ideally, we'd want to make some big ones, but let's start. We'll do what we can right now with what we got. Show that we've got the willingness to.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We're not just going to sit on this money. We're going to make it sure it works for the people.
Oh, we've got an event.
A competent Cadus. I cannot work like this, my tax collector, Eher exclaims, frustrated and dejected. Every Sharia court of the Sultanate is a wretched hive of incompetence, hampering all my efforts. Good tax farming need competent Cadus to keep the local magnates in check, to make your rule just in the eyes of God and your claim to the bulk of the taxes righteous. You must give me funds to employ more and better people for the courts, and the authority to fire the corrupt old Cadus.
Let's see, we've got some options. We could choose to spend a pretty significant chunk of our money to do that. We'll get stressed a little bit because we're arrogant, but Eher will like us more, and we'll get capable magistrates, lower stress gain, and a diplomacy bonus.
Now,
we could say, do I seem made of money? And this guy will get a little annoyed at us, but that's all.
Is this actually going to turn around and improve the amount of taxes we collect?
This one won't. This will benefit our diplomacy. So, by benefiting our diplomacy, it'll increase the amount of prestige we earn, but not necessarily help our taxes. It might...
Strange. Okay.
It says it might increase Ehair's aptitude. So if it did, if he actually did gain a skill level, then he might get a little more taxes for us. But
okay, so we're unlikely to see a return in terms of gold on this.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. What do you think?
I think maybe we skip it. I feel like a good first goal would be to get our hands on that. Oh, did somebody else already make that? Oh, we already have... oh, good. Never mind.
Overworked tax collector. The hour is late, yet I could see a flicker of light coming from the next room where the door has been left ajar. I gently push the door open and find my courtier, Ehair, with effy eyes, bent over an open ledger. Shit! He wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
Another stack of ledgers standing next to him. He lifts his head to notice my presence. Oh, forgive me, my lord, but I still have to sort through these latest tax accounts.
We can have him take a break. He'll gain some opinion of us.
And...
or we can say, nope, stick with it. Our vassals expect their taxes to be handled efficiently.
let him take a break. We did just say we're not going to give you the resources to help with your thing, so like maybe we ease off a little bit. Take a vacay. Yeah, it's fine.
Who owns this? Oh, somebody else owns this. Our nephew. Okay. Never mind. So we don't need to create a dukedom. We are already a duke as well. So we have a couple titles. We have our kingdom title, the Sultanate of Maghreb.
Nice.
We have our duchy, the Emirate of Fez, which is this region around our capital here.
Yep.
Then we own 4 counties.
Sweet.
So we are doing
sitting
good.
Pretty.
I think we should consider romancing our wife.
I thought you were about to say we should consider divorce, and I was like, what?
I wonder how much it costs to adopt the faith. Just curious, what happens? Nothing? That seems wrong. Well, that's good knowledge. If we find a better religion,
we can just adopt it and know.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Okay. But no, I think we should definitely seduce our wife. That's not going to work. Why not? Wow, she really doesn't like us.
Wow, okay. We should maybe not, then we should do something to...
Wow.
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 Why does our wife hate us this much? Hold on, we need to...
She is deceitful and callous, and therefore she hates us for being just and trusting, and also for being just and trusting. She gets a base -120 opinion modifier.
Why did she marry us then? What the fuck?
Because we're a really famous and wealthy king, and she's just some random lady.
Got it. All right, so what can we do in this case? Is there any kind of overture we can make?
Yes, we can try and sway her gradually over time.
Okay.
So it'll take us about a year each time, and there will be about a 72% chance of improving her opinion. So
okay, well, I mean, that seems we're in a long-term relationship with this woman. I think we should try.
Yeah.
To at least be a good husband. You know what I mean?
I agree, and I think over time we'll get to know each other. It'll go all right.
Okay.
Okay, good. We have a son, so if we die of a disease at random, we won't instantly lose.
Sweet.
Our son, we're going to swap to learning. Just in case, because if he gets everything...
We're going to need him to be in a...
I want somebody smart so that they can do heresies.
I see, yeah.
I think that is going to be the, like...
And cool shades.
Yeah. So, right, we're still paused. That's the problem with this game. Since you just stare at a map, you can forget that it's paused.
Except for the big thing that says paused in the middle of the screen?
Yeah. One thing we'll want to do probably at some point is diverge our culture. So let's take a look at what is available for that.
Okay.
The big thing we'll want to do is make the martial custom women only, because that sounds fun.
Only women can be military? Why does that sound? You know what? Never mind. That sounds.
We can
awesome.
do equal as well.
Okay.
I just feel like if we're aiming for a run where we're making a gay kingdom and putting a lesbian queen in charge someday, then we're going to need our buff ladies with massive swords.
That is true. All right, what do we got?
Oh, we've got alerts about plagues. The Malilan boils are spreading. So, plagues are a new mechanic in the latest DLC.
Oh, great. I love
can-
Plague DLC. You can't see the face I'm making right now, but just assume that I'm making a very unimpressed face.
And some peasants migrated. That's cool. They should feel free to do that. These plagues, they spread around. They can do bad stuff to you.
No shit.
It looks like our particular one is a measles epidemic. And it can make you go blind even if you survive it. And it's these can kind of like be a spicy run-ending thing if you accidentally get your whole family infected. Luckily, we have ourselves a court physician.
Aptitude poor.
Who still doesn't know much about court physicianing, and we're gonna ask him to control plagues, because how hard could that be, right?
Right, there we go.
It's just a little pandemic control. You just do it.
Can you
give it a
imagine? How hard could it be to get your country to work together to control a pandemic?
This guy just needs to real quick discover germ theory.
Yep.
And then get it all right. We can do stuff. We could enter seclusion or isolate the capital. That sounds boring, so we're not going to.
What?
We could hold court, so we're going to do that. Probably. What happens if I click this button? That costs prestige.
In order to be a successful ruler, I must actually rule on the various dilemmas and situations which arise within my sphere of influence. By officially inviting all my subjects to travel to my castle and petition me for aid, I will be able to stay informed, sway the balance of power, and visibly show the world that I am in charge.
Okay, sure. Let's do it. Let's do it once
right.
for. I love our guy. Look at his bisexual sitting posture.
Oh, he's already good. He's already got the gremlin sitting position.
I love our guy.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
And the cool hat that our queen has.
Right.
This is
The only thing that would be better
Yeah?
is if we could get him to throw his legs over the side of the chair.
Oh yeah, like full sideways.
Like full sideways. But he's got the right energy. This is good. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. After several moments, all movement in the chamber has ceased. All faces turn towards mine expectantly. In front of me, I count 3 petitioners lined up in an orderly row, waiting for me to call on them.
All right.
An offensive monument. A peasant steps forward, carrying a petition. My liege, I come to you as a representative of the Baroness from the Wilaya of Warka. The text is still very small.
Yep.
The peasant briefly pauses his rehearsed speech. Our plea to see an important monument of our culture restored was ignored by the Wali. He is actively hindering us from rebuilding. My liege, allow me to explain. Jalabadin interjects in a panic. This monument makes a mockery of our culture. It depicts Maghrebis as monsters. Certainly you can see why I oppose the restoration of such a hateful monument.
So we got some choices we can make.
Okay, so a peasant is like, we want to restore this monument.
And then one of our guys is like, no, that monument makes a mockery of our culture.
That monument makes a mockery of our culture.
So we got some options. Since we are arrogant, we have a special choice. We can say, you dare make a mockery of my people. You will regret this, and gain a bunch of dread.
Mm-hmm.
And piss off the peasants.
Okay.
That's one option. We can give approval for the restoration. We'll have to pay for it, but the peasants will be happy. But the cultural acceptance will decrease.
Okay.
Or we can refuse, and the peasants will be pissed off, but that's it.
Let's see.
What do you feel?
I want to feel like we're secure enough in our culture to be like, okay, you can, like, if you're restoring one historical monument, that's one dealio.
Spend the 50 gold?
Then again, if the monument is actively making a mockery of us, Wait, so all of the peasants will hate us? Even the people it's supposedly making a mockery of?
No, just specifically the peasants in the Sheikdom of Fez, which is our capital.
I gotcha.
It's...
Well, if there's one thing that I've learned is that we don't need to keep offensive monuments around if we don't feel...
Fair enough. Would you rather...
I don't think we need this.
Okay.
We've got Maghrebis people still hanging around. You can find a way to make this monument in a way that isn't that isn't making a monster out of people who are now living.
Do you want to be the arrogant version of denying it or the regular version of denying it?
What's the arrogant version? Just means
you gain dread.
Is dread good?
It makes folks afraid of you, so they're less likely to rebel and more likely to do stuff you order them to.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure, let's do that. That's great.
All right, we're dreadful.
Haha. Wali Abdul Salam and Wali Rafiq jostle before me in the grip of some dispute. My lord, Abdul Salam spits. I've been seeking marriage with the radiant Thuria for months, but Rafiq, the churl, has gone after her as well. Rafiq pipes up indignantly. That is pure nonsense, my liege. The worthless buffoon had not even heard of the woman until I introduced them in Idrisid.
So, you may notice as well, these are the guys. They're lined up waiting for our attention. Now
they both have cool hats.
Yeah, they both have very cool hats, so I approve of that.
Okay.
So, we can...
I'm the Sultan, not a matchmaker.
That is an option. It will give us court grandeur, and then they'll just have to fight it out and decide who wins with a diplomacy challenge.
Are either of these people, important, or are these just commoners?
This is our chancellor.
Oh, okay.
And this is our son's chancellor.
That's fucked up. No, this is outside of our wheelhouse. You two need to sort this out. This is not...
I'm the Sultan, not a matchmaker.
Yeah.
And Rafiq won.
Okay,
He's going to marry
that does
Thuria.
not matter to the state of the country.
In ancient times.
An ancient figure approaches my throne with a click and tap of his cane accompanying each step. My lord, I am a genealogist, and you are aware you are of noble origin. However, noble is not quite the same as divine or mythical. I desire to write a scroll which shall trace your complete lineage back to the dawn of history. For a mere few gold, I can reveal the truth to you and the world. You are a true descendant of...
I think it's missing a word.
Yep.
There are some UI bugs.
Yep.
So we could pay some gold to earn some court grandeur.
Okay.
Or we could earn some renown and be like, well, a dynasty's small, but it sure sounds like you're going to forge some documents. And
yeah, it sure sounds like we're gonna forge something. Yeah. No, we're small, but we aren't fools. Yeah, that sounds good. We're
all right.
At last, as the last petitioner departs, various courtiers follow them out of the room, having business to attend elsewhere. Others remain talking amongst themselves about the recent proceedings. Soon, the ceremonial formality of the proceedings has dropped away entirely, with the hum and bustle of normal courtly life taking its place. My business here is done.
And we earned some grandeur and some legitimacy from holding court like a proper king ought to do.
Excellent. I feel good about our decisions.
Yeah. We have almost made it back up to legitimacy level 2.
What do you mean back up? How did we lose a lot of legitimacy?
By marrying a rando that we just found somewhere.
Okay, cool.
We just wandered around being like, hey, do you know any smart ladies? I will marry the smartest one you got wherever you find her. And then we did that. And everybody was like, that's weird. And then we weren't that legitimate. Wow. So this is our rightful amount of territory.
Dang.
There are some things we could do with our money.
What do you mean rightful? It sure looks like other people are hanging out there.
At the moment. So the way these
Okay, hold up.
The way this game works is you've all got your realms, but you've also got your titles. And your title doesn't necessarily line up with your current realm. It might be that you hold the title to a particular duchy, but you don't own all of it yet, or even any of it. You might have inherited the claim from somebody else.
Cool.
And then it'll give you rights to declare war for it if you want. It'll give opinion modifiers for others based on who their rightful liege is and isn't. So, you know, if I took a bunch of land over here in France, people would be pissed.
They'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, they'd be like, no, what are you doing
France.
over here? I'm French, and the king of France is my king. You're not my king. Why are you saying you're my king? So,
but saying it to someone who we have a claim to, be like, okay, maybe I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, in that case, it's like, well, you know, historically, we did report to such and such a noble, and he was part of this crown. So
I love justifying expansionist behavior.
Exactly.
This is great.
So that is. Oh, I love the shape of this kingdom.
Are those those aren't the Canary Islands, are they? They are the Canaries.
Yeah, those are the Canaries.
Okay, we need to make sure we have the Canaries.
Yeah.
Are they fully under our control?
They aren't at the moment. At the moment,
we need the Canaries under our
independent.
control, and whatever. Oh, those are also the Canaries.
Wow, they're stronger than us. They have a military of 1,400 folks and 100 extra men-at-arms.
Well, maybe we shouldn't fuck with the Canary Islands just yet, but they have to. I will not let the Canary Islands. They're too cool.
Yunus here is a little weaker than us. Oh, but he has a lot of men-at-arms. Okay. What about this guy?
We don't have to do expansionist stuff right now. Like, they are...
We don't. We can. There's the option.
I see.
So, who is this ally? Where are you? No, actually, where are you? Oh, you own this bit. Okay, so you are allied to you.
So... Are the bits that are really long going through the desert, is that because those are like the area traveled by like nomadic peoples?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's less like we are settled all along, and more like this is reflective of the space that we travel.
Yeah, this is the place where we've got like oases and stuff and established traveling paths.
I kind of suspected that's what was up, but I just wanted to confirm.
So... And you are allied to nobody and have a military that is very small. How would you feel about just owning this other part so we've got the whole strait?
Yeah. Or this whole half the strait.
Yeah, this whole half the strait.
Cool.
So there are so many reasons we could invade this guy. And we will win.
Okay,
but,
awesome. Let's use all of the... we want this war to be as righteous as possible.
The trick is we can only use one reason at a time, so we'll have to pick. We could do... seizing this duchy. That's a good option. We could do seizing the county in particular of Ceuta.
Okay.
The Holy War doesn't seem necessary. That's likely to draw in
we've already got
folks.
claim to it. We don't need to invoke Holy War here. We can just be like, this is our, we have control over this. What the fuck, man?
Let's just take the county because that will be cheaper, I think. Actually, no, that's the same. So if we do it this way, he'll become our vassal.
Okay, what about the other way?
And if we do it this way, he'll become our vassal.
Is there any functional difference?
It actually probably doesn't matter in any way, shape, or form.
Any functional difference between the two de jure claims?
There literally isn't. I've been sitting here thinking there is and there isn't. So we're just going to click that declare war button.
Awesome.
So let's raise our armies. So here's our guys. It's going to take about 7 days for them to get ready.
That's fine.
And in the meanwhile, I'm going to lose the mouse. Okay, they're gathering. 1 day left before they're ready, and they're ready.
Sweet.
We're going to send them marching right on up here toward the capital.
Radical. Go for it, lads.
And it's going to take them a couple months to get there.
Sure.
These guys aren't even going to move because they're too afraid of me.
Lately, I've been pondering the education of my son, Al-Qasim. Is scholarship really appropriate direction? Since being trained in diplomacy myself, I've found that particular knowledge to serve me well. Surely it would do the same for him.
We can choose to force him back into a diplomacy education or stress us out a bit. Or we can say, no, let him focus on learning.
Is it best to let him focus on learning?
If we want to do heresies, yes.
Yes,
that's
okay.
The best way to
I'll
create
trust
a
your
heresy.
judgment here. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
Actually, let me check one thing with our son real quick. Is anyone educating him?
Or is he
I can't do that because he's already a ruler and stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's going to get weird. He might not be a particularly good successor, but there's ways to deal with that.
That's fine.
Okay, so we've got our little thing estimating how the battle will go. It'll start in 13 days and we'll probably win. We have more soldiers and a better commander, but they've got defensive buildings because we're attacking their capital.
Yep. Okay, makes sense.
So, we'll look at that in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
First, to arms.
Raw!
These guys are going to fight. They've got bowmen. We've got Mubarizun.
We don't have pole arms.
We don't. There are pikemen.
That's fine.
We could get pikemen.
That's fine. We're going to win.
We're going to win very, very badly.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
We're going to absolutely annihilate them. So, normally, what happens in battle is you don't just kill everybody, right? This is medieval times fighting. So, you break their lines, and then everybody runs. They rout. So
sure,
it's not as simple normally as winning one battle and then the war is over. You'll win the battle, but they'll retreat and they'll have the chance to regroup and come attack you again. And while you're sieging down their lands, you're going to be taking attrition. So you got to be careful. There's this back and forth.
Sure.
But we were like 3 times their size and actually just slaughtered them all to the last man in the first week of the first battle. So
sweet. Yeah, okay, cool.
We are already 50% of the way to winning the war. If we take one province, their capital, will be at 100%. And there's our victory. We captured their commander. They have 5 survivors. 5 of their knights survived.
Excellent.
Everybody else died.
That's enough.
So, while we're sieging down, inspirations. We can make artifacts for our royal court if we want. So,
Malik has the weave inspiration. He wants to weave something which captures nature's beauty. Nature's beauty!
Nature's beauty!
He's very competent at his craft.
If we wanted to do that, we'd get another tapestry.
Fuck yeah.
It would cost us 50 gold out of our 157. Totally valid if it's a thing we want.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Nature's beauty!
Nature's beauty!
All right. Notice that we're now losing gold instead of earning it because we have our armies going, and
That's
they
fine.
are expensive. If you cheese the game, you can make them free. We're not going to do that.
Social manipulation.
This guy still hasn't found a shirt.
No one knows where shirts are in this game. The first time it happened, I barely even gave it a moment's thought, but my spy master, Wali Abdul Majid, is there a J in there? Has grown bolder. His challenge is no longer... Majid has grown bolder. His challenge is no longer passed unnoticed at the council table. He's testing my limits. The others are sure to follow unless I give him a taste of his own medicine.
We can mock his insistent whining.
Okay.
That might work if he's self-conscious and cares about what others think. We can give him impossible tasks. That would be if we think he's a diligent guy that's gonna fucking bust his ass to do it and fucking have a breakdown over not getting it done. We could comment on his graceful feat to throw him off. That is something that we might do if we suspected that would upset him.
Okay.
That he doesn't like being objectified. Or we can just yell at him. We don't have an option to be nice. Now, we can look at his personality if we want some details.
He's patient?
He's patient. He's diligent.
Okay.
And he's callous. Any of these?
He's patient, diligent, and callous. So why is he being such a prissy bitch right now?
Who knows?
What is he?
It also might just be that we are an arrogant fuck and see everybody like that because we are arrogant.
Mock his insistent whining. I feel like if he's just trying to test the waters, that like getting back at him and be like, hey, what the fuck? I think that's more upfront than here, have some impossible tasks. Hopefully you understand what I mean when I give you impossible tasks. I feel like mocking his insistent whining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because if he's just whining and be like, come on, dude.
What does that say?
He lost opinion of us.
Yep, we failed to manipulate him. Oh,
That's
well.
fine.
Oh, seagulls. When they
Whatever,
cry.
man. What would you have picked there?
I don't know.
Ah.
Maybe the impossible tasks if I was, like, really trying to get at him, but I'm not certain.
Okay. All right,
Seagulls, famous from being stars of the second installation of the When They Cry series.
Wow. Seagull's real.
Yeah. This is because it is the year 868, so Jessica Ushiromiya hasn't grilled and eaten them all yet.
I see.
Oh.
Gained the trait pregnant.
Yeah.
That is such a funny way of saying that.
Yep.
Lives are gold. Gold's the lifeblood of a realm.
Whoops.
Merchants bring much of that wealth. Million boils still spreads across that same realm, however. And Selenion has brought me missives from the trade-rich coastal provinces. We can control this outbreak, my lord, Suleiman says, though it feels like bluffed confidence. Requiring all merchants to sequester themselves before they bring their goods to markets will ensure they aren't infected. The unspoken rest of the sentence intimated there's a scant chance this won't damage the inflow of precious taxes.
So, we can quarantine arriving sailors.
Uh-huh.
That'll give us a bunch of plague resistance, but it'll lower our income a little bit.
Okay.
And it'll stress us out, too.
Awesome.
Or we can say, but the economy and...
No. We're making the smart decision here. It should stress us out.
Okay, let's do it. So, we now have our stress bar at 50. We are halfway to stress level 1.
Well, that's fine.
There are things we can do.
We're a ruler of a nation. If we're not a little bit stressed, what are we doing?
If we like, there's things we can do to reduce stress. Some things, random events happen and so on, but there's also a ton of activities we could do.
We don't have the money for that. That's so expensive.
They are expensive.
We don't have the money to do that. We need to run our country.
So we'll have to be considerate of where we spend stress.
That's fine. That's understandable.
Do we have anything useful here in the meanwhile? Not too much. So we'll just wait for that
Wife
siege
gained the
to
trait
finish.
pregnant.
Yeah, it happens.
That's how my sister announced that.
Oh, shit. Somebody else is at war with us. Who are you?
Your false religion has kept your subjects in the darkness for too long. In the name of Allah, I shall bring the true faith to them and free them from your blasphemy.
I don't like that. Plague has left the realm.
We must take this as an opportunity to rise from the chaos it left in its wake. We now emerge from the wreckage of the old world, and the time has come to consider the new.
We must spare no expense to rebuild. Spend a little bit of gold, get
That
disease
seems
recovery,
Perfectly reasonable, yeah.
and that'll give us development bonus. Quite
Yeah.
a bit, actually. Yeah, let's do that.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so we are in danger now.
Awesome.
We have this guy here at war with us,
Why?
and some other folks of his religion could potentially join if they felt like it. They might even win if they did.
Okay.
So I think we hang out here and finish this siege before we go down there and deal with it.
Sounds fine.
Because he's probably not going to beeline our capital. He's probably going to siege down some nonsense over here. And we don't even own this stuff. So, like,
so let him do it. Okay, yeah, fine. Sensible.
we also got to the point where we can unlock a legacy for our dynasty.
Wow.
Yay, more mechanics. Oh, this is modded. What is this? There's dynastic modifiers, which will carry over between rulers.
Uh-huh.
You have to earn renown to get them. And many of them are associated with a particular lifestyle, but not all. So, do any of these descriptions here sound like things that call out to you?
I feel like erudition sounds really good, making sure that we're...
That makes sense.
Yeah. We want to make sure that we have the capability to run a whole ass country.
We go down erudition. We'll start by getting some opinion and grandeur bonuses and better guests. If we got another level up, we'll get more piety, and
Cool.
religious folks will approve of us more. If we get here to level 3, we'll hit a really nice break point where we get more learning lifestyle experience, so we can learn how to learn faster.
Nice.
And more development growth. When you get Further up, you'll get a discount to creating faiths or reforming faiths, so you can do heresies more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get all the way up, you get extra bonuses from all your counselors. So erudition is a perfectly viable thing to pick. We might, if we're doing crimes later, wish to go into guile, so we get more dread and better hostile schemes.
That does sound pretty good if we want to do crimes. Which
So something like a
notably we do.
learning and intrigue hybrid run. All right, where are you going to march to? Who are you? Who are you? Where are you? Why are you doing this?
What's up?
So we are in trouble now because they have a lot more soldiers than we do.
Okay, cool.
So let's see if we can negotiate some relevant alliances. We can't. Only those two guys inside our realm. What would be really nice would be if we could get somebody like these guys in our court. Can we get you a marriage with somebody?
Can we get you a marriage? We're already married.
Want to marry my court position? Okay, looks like no. Looks like we're flying solo, and we are probably about to lose a war.
Excellent. You know what?
So,
I always wanted to wrap up a game of this in a single sode.
well, losing a war isn't going to be the end. So, they are fighting a holy war for this one county. So if we lose, they're just going to get this little chunk.
That chunk? Why do they want that?
Unfortunately, that's the chunk that our nephew owns.
I see.
But, you know, we'll live. We'll live.
Cool.
We're going to get a chunk up top, so I guess it all evens out. And we'll get it back later.
Yeah, we'll bide our time here. We've got...
This is what I get for not thinking about alliances early. So, do we want to let them fight it out, or do we want to surrender?
What benefit is there to fighting it out?
We fight it out, there's a slight chance we somehow win if they really fuck up. If we surrender, we don't spend all the money and lives on military stuff, but we're also going to like lose some prestige probably.
My gut feeling says like, why fight a war we can't win?
That's valid. I click surrender a lot.
Yeah, we might want to do that then, because like, not worth spending the money on it.
It's funny though that they're going for Marrakesh specifically.
We'll put them on the shit list.
We will still have this down here.
That's funny. So sucks to be them.
So
I've gotten an idea in my attempts to align Sultana Day to my interests. Perhaps I could argue that it is in her interest of all Bidayas to support me rather than any other Zyadi ruler.
So we could try and argue convincingly. We have a 57% chance of convincing our wife about this. She'd earn 50 opinion of us if we did.
Okay, and what is the benefit? We're just trying to convince her to get along with us more. Not,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think we can do that.
The other thing we can do is not try and go in on that and have a guaranteed plus 30 opinion.
Versus the gamble for the
57% chance of 50 opinion and 75 prestige.
No, let's just keep it diplomatic. No reason to risk it, right?
How does she feel about us now? Plus 79. That's much better.
That is much better.
Let's surrender a little war. So you're going to gain a bunch of legitimacy. You're going to take a county off me.
Okay.
That sucks a little. That sucks a little, but we'll live. We won't fight it out. We've lost our first war, but we're still going. We're going to win our first war.
It was smart of them to wait till we were busy with another war.
Exactly. That's why they did it. They know that we're weak because we're fighting somewhere else, and they go in like vultures. That's why it's super useful to have enough kids that you can marry them off for good alliances.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you can get even just one other big country allied to you, you don't even need to actually convince them to get into the wars with you. It's fine, even if they don't like you that much and wouldn't come to your aid when you called them. They scare people off just because it's the big bulldog in the room.
Yeah.
So,
my vassal, Wally Christopher, accosts me. Well met, liege. I've heard tell of your patronage of Malik the Weaver. They say he's weaving something which captures nature's beauty, worthy of a sultan. Nature's beauty!
Nature's beauty.
Please take this and give it to him. I wouldn't want to miss the chance to aid in the creation of a masterpiece. He must have more money than he knows what to do with.
So...
Oh, he just wants a piece of this.
Yeah, he can spend some gold to sponsor our woven artifact. It might be of a bit of a higher quality.
Uh-huh.
We can lie and take the money.
Okay.
Which will stress us out. Or we can say, no, keep it, in which case he'll gain a little opinion of us.
But the Weaver will lose respect of us.
Yeah.
If he just generously wants to support public art, then, or like a great work of art, yeah, sure, go, why not?
I agree. I see that as an absolute win.
I see this as an absolute win.
Are we done sieging yet?
Almost.
Good. Why can't I exit you?
Oh, you have to...
Okay, we're going to enforce some... Okay, there we go. I can click I understand. I don't need the tutorial. I've been playing this for ages. Let's enforce some demands. So we are going to gain some fame, gain some prestige. That guy's going to become our vassal. He's going to hate us so much.
Okay. He's got a cool hat, though.
He does have a cool hat. Congrats on your victory. And we can disband our military for now and start saving up some money.
Yeah.
So we've got some prisoners that we can ransom if we want more money.
Sure, let's ransom the prisoners back for money. That sounds great. We could always use more dosh. This is good and normal.
It is. Normal stuff.
Normal stuff.
One good thing about... So after wars, we get truces. So they've, at the moment, got a truce for 5 years. So if they want to do more conquering of us, they can't. We've got 5 years to build up our own military. And by the end of that, maybe we'll be stronger than them and we can take this bit back.
Awesome.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this is hard to read.
I have arrived in Fas to pay homage to you, glorious Sultan, as a show of my loyalty. I bring you rich gifts worthy of your majesty as a token of my goodwill and servitude. Signed, Sheikh Suleiman of Tangiers. Oh!
So we can receive him in our court and gain some cash. That's nice, bringing us gifts.
Yeah, because we want to make nice with the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So Sheikh Suleiman in at once.
Let's show him in.
Wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Sheikh Suleiman. That is Sheikh, right?
Yep.
Who will soon announce and usher before me. He kneels in deference as attendants bring forth gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken and scribes record his pledges to serve the Idrisid Sultanate. At last I bid the Sheikh arise, confirming my satisfaction and Suleiman's rights to the lands he rules in my stead. I accept your generous gifts, Sheikh Suleiman.
Nice. We get a lot of good stuff from that, actually. That's a really good event.
That's pretty great.
I like this guy.
Where's that guy from? Tangiers?
Yeah, so he is the Count of Tangiers.
Sweet. Yeah. Fucking great. He's like, oh, I saw what happened to my neighbors just now. Believe me, I'm in your court, buddy. We're like, all right, sweet.
He is a calm, gluttonous, content man and a thrifty clerk.
Right.
Oh, he's our steward. That's why he looked familiar. He's the guy who's collecting... He is not our tax collector, but he is the steward who is in charge of economic stuff. The tax collector is a different guy.
Oh, wait, so why did we do all this stuff then if he's already in our court?
What do you mean? Oh, the event?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing that you can do. Players can do it as well. If you are a vassal to a king,
and you just want to make nice,
you'll get some benefits, and you can even make requests if you're a player, and the king will also get benefits. So it's a kind of nice, like, okay, I want to make sure I'm on the king's good side. I'm gonna go renew my pledge of fealty, bring some nice gifts, be like, hey, kingy, anything I can do to help you out?
Right.
So that they'll they'll treat me right, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So that's why the event happens. Okay, good. More ransoms. We're getting a lot of money. We should consider building things.
Sweet.
Let's take a look at our provinces.
Maybe we should look at building up our military?
Yeah, that's valid. So our capital would be one good spot.
Let's do it.
You can't lose your capital in succession. So at the moment, our succession is going to be pretty good because we just have the one son. But that's going to change in about like 6 months, right?
Sure.
Because we're going to have
Okay.
another kid. And if it's a son, that kid's going to inherit some of these. But we'll always keep our top level, our main kingdom, our main duchy, and our main county, our capital. So this set of titles will be safe, and that means anything that we build here in Fez, we're sure that we'll pass it on to our heir.
Cool.
So we've got our castle here.
Wait, I thought we were a king, so everything stays in the...
It'll all stay in the kingdom, but because this is a feudalism simulator, it
Right.
staying in the kingdom doesn't mean that it stays ours. So
Got it.
all of our kids will inherit a little chunk, and then they'll end up being vassals to our heir. So he'll have all of his brothers and half-brothers and so on within the kingdom vying for power with equal or somewhat equal claims on authority. And, he might fight them and regather the holdings under his own crown.
Mm-hmm.
Or he might not. He might let them remain vassals and go conquer stuff somewhere else. It's
Okay.
how things go. And because we're a king, they all stay vassals. If we were somebody lower, like a count, then they'd all go independent.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's the benefit.
We don't want that.
Right. We were looking at buildings. So we've got our castle here.
Yep.
That's our main thing.
Cool.
But there's other tracts of land. We have a
Direct
mosque over here.
Cool.
Ooh. The mosque is held by our spy master,
Cool.
and he is currently not building anything. Stuff in temple holdings generally doesn't give direct benefits to us,
Okay.
but
So we should build some more stuff there then.
yeah, and then there's a special building.
You're on the plus now.
Thank you. So we have the opportunity to build a grand mosque there later.
Dang. That's cool.
We can also build a university in our capital later.
Dang, that's also
good.
really cool.
But we can't do those yet.
Should we get some more dosh for ransoming folks?
Yes, we should.
Send them home. We don't need them.
We have also got empty tracts of land. We can eventually build more castles, cities, or temples in them.
Sounds good. We should do that.
Yeah.
I don't want us to lose another war like that. That sucked.
But for now, we can't afford any of that. So we're going to build some buildings in our capital. We currently have some desert agriculture going, but we haven't invented crop rotation yet.
We need to do that.
So we can't make that better.
we need to crop rotate. Come on, folks.
Same with our pastures. We have some cattle pastures going. We can build any of these things that we would like. We can build hospices if we want money and plague resistance. We can build watchtowers if we want a little bit of heavy infantry damage and toughness and light cavalry damage and toughness. And that's also good for hunting if we want to be a hunter.
Okay.
We can build farms and fields for more money. We can build more hunting stuff, hunting grounds, gets you money and levies. If we want benefits for military, barracks give a nice 20% buff to our heavy infantry guys.
That sounds like something we want to start with, because we don't want to have to roll, like when 5 years are up, These neighbors of ours are surely going to come knocking once more, and we want to make sure that when they do, we can answer the door with a big solid middle finger here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Feels like if we want some stronger military, we can build barracks, and then once we have another building slot, we can build some blacksmiths as well.
Yeah.
And get like 30% bonuses stacked up on our heavy infantry guys.
This sounds good. I'm all about this.
It'll cost 150 gold and take 3 years. And it'll also reduce the cost for holding tournaments if we want to do that.
Sweet. All Tory ornament.
So, if we're going to put the barracks there in our capital, let's move our guys here to the capital.
Sure.
Once we get some more gold, we can recruit a bigger military.
Excellent. That's what we want to do. We want a big military. This is always a good thing to have historically, I've seen that nothing bad comes from a country that has a massively swollen military budget. So this is my understanding. My beneficiary Malik approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? You must read my irritation in such a personal question from my face, because he continues. I mean, is there anyone you wish to dedicate your commissioned artifact to? It is turning out well, but a meaningful inscription would make it feel even more personal. Listen to our wife.
Yeah, she'll gain 40 opinion of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've had ourselves
Frazala
a kid.
has given birth to a perfect little son. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Ashim?
We can give any name we want, or we can choose random names after an ancestor, or a good name from Zaidi Islam, or a good cultural name, or name after a family member. And Asim, it looks like, is the
Asim default. Sounds like a good name.
Sure, let's do that. Ooh. We need to find a way to kill off our first son. Look at this kid. Look at him. He's smart.
Oh, crap. We need normal sentences to say.
He's got +5 in every stats and plus 30% lifestyle experience at 0 years old. He hasn't even gained personality traits and shit yet, and he's already would be a better ruler than we are, probably.
Sounds like a future gifted kid burnout.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to educate him.
Educate
personally.
the hell out of this tiny kid.
And we're going to have him focus on learning, too.
Yep. Do we have anyone else to ransom off for Dosh?
Probably.
Cool. Do we have other things up there that need our attention? What are those glasses?
We could hold a tournament or a grand tour.
Yeah, we're good. We don't need big displays of wealth right now. What we need is national unity. Specifically us and the part of us that is currently an exclave.
You see how this game makes you say alarming shit.
Yes.
Very rapidly.
Like I said, I partitioned my brain, so I'm like, the stuff I know that some of this stuff, like, out of context is going to be some of the most insane shit, but you know what? We're rolling with it. We're playing a medieval warfare simulator.
All right, so now that we have played on slow speed at the beginning a little bit and gotten a feel for it, I am going to bump the speed up to at least 4.
Okay.
Since, there's not a ton happening at the moment.
Are we just, Okay, cool.
Kind of sitting around. How is that sway going? Oh, she's at 100%, plus 100 opinion. That's the maximum.
Oh.
So
great. So we managed to bring her all the way around, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Awesome.
Let's stop our scheming then.
Why is she terrified? What?
We took that one dread event, and now a lot of people are terrified of us.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want our wife to be afraid of us. That feels wrong.
Even at plus 100 opinion, we're only 45% likely to successfully seduce her.
Give it a shot. We got to give it a shot.
And it's going to take 2 entire years. It's going to take 2 years for our big lasses to Kingy to be like,
I don't.
Hey, wife.
Listen.
Want to fuck a little? And then she'll say no.
No
It'll
matter
be very
what
funny.
else happens, I don't want our wife to hate us.
Yeah.
I want to try to be a good husband here.
So we've unlocked some new learning perks.
All right.
We could choose to get some more opinion gain when we send folks gifts. Meh. We could gain the ability to befriend people.
Okay.
We could power up our kids. Or we could get extra prestige.
What do you think?
I like prestige myself. And we're kind of partway down that tree.
Sounds like it's worth to keep it going then.
Let's
do this.
Let's become a bit inspiring.
All right. I'm inspired right now.
That gets us.
I am so freaking inspired.
We are getting
so much prestige.
A lot of prestige.
What can we do with this prestige?
Prestige is...
How can we turn this into...
There's a couple things. One thing, prestige is spent on certain types of war declaration.
Wait, why are we declaring war? What are we doing?
I'm just showing that it's what it's spent on. I'm not going to click the button.
I see.
It's spent on certain types of war declaration.
Okay.
So ones that aren't religious wars cost prestige. Ones that are religious wars cost piety.
Got it.
Then we can spend it on cultural stuff.
Okay.
We are not in... Wow! Who is this guy? Sultan Muhammad II, the priest hater. He's a drunkard who hates the clergy.
Wow.
And who is also very, very smart.
Sweet.
Who are you? Where are you? Oh, you're over here. So you're the head of our culture.
You are?
Yeah, this guy over here. And we're all the way over here. And since we are not the head of the culture, that means that there are limits to what we can do. We can't choose which traditions we adopt as time goes on. We don't get to choose which innovations we research. So if we say, I want to research crop rotation, we can't. We can make our own culture, though, with hookers and blackjack.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
So we can diverge a culture. It costs prestige. Base cost is 500.
That's fine.
And we have to change... Oh, fuck. That's a problem. We don't even have any culture of our culture in our realm. So we can't even diverge it.
Wow, we need to fix that.
Yeah. So there's a couple things we can do about that. But first, what this is. We have to change at least one pillar or tradition. So we could choose to become, say, egalitarian instead of spiritual.
That sounds fun.
And that would be enough to allow us to make a new culture. And that's an option. We could also do things like change our martial custom. We would have to first get...
Yeah?
We'd have to first get our religion right.
So we've got steps to take first, though. We got to make sure our culture is actually present.
Or we can change culture. So if we decide we don't want to be fishermen, we want to be, say, culinary artists, we could adopt that. Those are expensive as fuck. Those will cost you several thousand prestige.
Yeah.
And this is how you build a super sick custom culture in the late game. You can only make these changes once every, something like 50 or 100 years, some long period of time. But if you gather a ton of prestige and become really famous and well-respected, you can introduce new traditions to your people and...
Hell yeah.
Make all kinds of cool shit. We can't do that right now because our culture doesn't exist in the place where we live. It only exists over here. In fact, only over there.
What the fuck? Why?
And over here. So, do you want the historical explanation?
Sure.
So the Umayyad Caliphate owned at one point basically all of this.
Yep.
All the Middle East, all the way up through North Africa into Spain.
Yep.
And that suddenly changed things a lot, where what was many different regions of different cultures of people was now ruled by an Arab and Islamic caliphate
Huh.
And this caused a lot of cultural diffusion and so on, a lot of changes. Then that empire broke up. You can see the remnants of it up here in Al-Andalus in southern Spain. These guys are Umayyads. But different houses, different influential families and so on ended up owning individual bits. And those bits weren't necessarily the bits that had to do with the cultures they were originally from. There were all kinds of folks who ended up being Arab rulers in regions that weren't primarily Arab, or North African rulers in different parts of North Africa, and so on.
Yep.
And then over time, those cultures changed and hybridized. And that's the cultures that we know in North Africa today are the result of that long process of, there was invasion and then breakup and then hybridization over hundreds of years.
Yep.
So we are seeing the birth of a new culture over here in the Aghlabid Sultanate.
Okay.
But we're already part of that culture. We're like part of these general group of families, group of different kingdoms and so on that are what would become the culture of the region someday. Correct me if I'm wrong about the history folks in the comments, because I likely am. I know about as much as Wikipedia does.
I assume you know more than I do, at least just by contact learning by playing this game.
So,
the Sheikhdom of Mechanus has given rise to the peasant rabble, targeting you.
So that is this one right here. We
That's
have
not good.
Some rebels. They want lower county control, and they are angry. They have one member. It's a bunch of peasants. Cool.
Okay.
That they might someday declare a rebellion.
Should we do anything about that?
Yeah. Ooh, we got a cool thing.
It's here, my lord. In here, my lord, my beneficiary Malik gives gestures to the door of his weavery, where he has been toiling for months on commission. Stepping through the doorway, I gasp as I gaze upon the work hanging in front of me. A large velvet tapestry of masterful craftsmanship. The cloth depicts hunting animals. At the center, a mighty lion has pounced on a deer who struggles in vain to escape. This is lovely.
So, we've got a tapestry that gives us renown and court grandeur and a bonus for Glory Hound's vassals. Our vassals can have different stances. Glory Hounds are ones that love war and hunting and other displays of prowess and strength. They prefer bold, brave folks, martial skills, stuff like that. They like us a little more now. So we've got that new tapestry.
Heck yeah.
Let's go put it up on the wall.
That needs to go up on the wall.
So we've got ourselves our...
Damn, that's awesome.
And you can see all the slots here for different stuff. We can get a lot of stuff and put it up over time.
Ooh, sweet.
Now, the court grandeur, this stuff it keeps talking about us getting, there is a meter here.
Oh, good.
I know. Good. More mechanics.
Wow, mechanics.
And different levels are going to give us different bonuses that unlock different tasks and so on. There's also an expected level based on based on the level of kingdom we are. Holy shit, we're ranked number 4 in the world.
In terms of what?
In terms of court grandeur. So how grand and wonderful our palace is.
Damn, our palace is pretty awesome then. No wonder they hate us. they wish they could have these glasses and this tapestry.
We've got a court type as well. We have a scholarly court, which gives folks... We get more inspirations.
I see.
We can also spend prestige if we want to change that, if we want to become an administrative court. And get some more...
I don't see any reason to change it just now.
Fair enough. And we have our court language. So that's a thing that...
Sweet.
Exists.
So glad that guy has no shirt.
Wait, what? Why don't you have a shirt, my guy?
No one has shirts anymore.
What is he doing? He's not even doing anything.
What is he?
Everybody else in the region has shirts on.
Be careful when you're clicking around. We don't want to accidentally find another thing I have to put a censor bar over.
There are some folks in India who deliberately don't have shirts, so I won't click there.
How about that? The Roman Empire. How did they find their shirts over there?
Do you want me to find out?
Yeah, let's find out.
They have not.
They have not found their shirts. They are even worse. Eskay put up another censor bar.
Okay. Let's check in on you.
Just you. Wow. That's power move, honestly.
That's a very large letter.
Yeah, having your own like kingdom named with a single glyph. That's a power move.
And it's a fucking big one. That's an abnormally large U. Normally it's about that size.
Wow. Okay.
Cool. How does the world look? I'm distracting myself.
That's fine.
This is what happens when I play this game. So if we look up to Spain, where we want to like get a foothold,
yep,
it's gonna be tricky. The Andalusians have gotten really strong. They own most of it.
Well, we don't. That's a long-term thing. We don't need to mess with them right now. Maybe it's best to just kind of like keep peace for now while we kind of sort stuff out on this side, and then we can go for the continent-spanning empire.
So Spain's gonna have a bunch of religious wars between Muslim South, Christian North, and differently Christian North.
Maybe we should be gently supporting the Muslim South in those, but aside from that, maybe we don't want to get involved.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we could get an alliance with the Umayyad rump state here.
Sweet.
The Christian North is not very united. There's the King of Asturias with a bunch of stuff. There's Navarra down here. Why is that?
What's what? The
I love this guy. That was his actual name.
Count Jufrey the Hairy of Urgel?
Yep.
Nice.
He's one of the recommended starts. And then we've got the Basque over here.
Sweet.
They're doing all right.
Hell yeah.
So that's happening.
Okay, cool. So that's and what about how's that big lobster in the middle of the Mediterranean doing?
It disappeared. It runs away if you look too closely.
I see. Good to know. So it's like it's a cryptid.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like all the others here.
Awesome. Like whales. Whales are cryptids.
Yes.
And remember, we also need to look towards the Canaries as well.
Yeah. How are they doing? As soon as they are weaker than us, we can pounce and immediately get invaded again by somebody else.
My husband, have you heard what they call you? My wife Deye says to me while smirking. Call you Sultan Yala the Zaidi. Spectacular, is it not? It's on the lips of the peasant noble alike. Cause for celebration, I think. Well, that's nice.
We are, in fact, Zaidi.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, it's because other folks in our kingdom are not the same religion, isn't it? Let's check our religious map. That's why. We are in a region that does not share our version of Islam.
That's unfortunate, but you know what? That's as long as they get along with us, that's fine. We don't need to start a schism or anything. We can just
we'll start a schism later when
we'll start a schism when we have a reason to start a schism. We're not going to just start a schism because we have different flavors of Islam.
Right. One other thing I wanted to take a look at. Culture. Do we have the ability to adopt the culture of our capital? One thing we could do. If we
She gained the trait pregnant again.
Yeah.
Your wife gained the trait pregnant. Here is a link to their Amazon wish list for the baby shower. That's how you need to send out your baby shower announcements, by the way.
It is. One thing we can do, if we want to have a culture that we own land of that culture quickly, would be to change our culture. We could become Baranis. And who currently is the head of that?
After we just got a title of specifically about our own culture?
That was about our religion.
About our religion, okay.
So who are you? Where are you? The guy who had invaded us before, we could become the same culture as him. So we might be able to steal the cultural head title from him.
Let's do it. That sounds great.
He also might like us a little more if we're the same culture, and thus be less likely to kick our ass again.
Let's do it.
And let's check out that culture too. What do we get? We get African tolerance. We get family business.
Okay.
Base progress and skill impact on counselor task is better for family members. Okay. So we want some nepotism up in the mix. Granary of Africa again.
Nepotism in this game? I don't know if that's gonna...
Mountain herding. Okay. This will change which men-at-arms we have access to. We can't get the Mubari Zun anymore, but we can get Abu Dhrar, which are better in the mountains.
Okay.
And worse in deserts. And that's too bad. They're weaker overall, too. But it would probably make us a culture that we could then shape over time.
That seems more important, is being able to shape the culture later on.
What I really want to do is... diverge it. But if we're cultural head, we can't diverge it. We'll figure it out. In any case, we don't necessarily need to make that decision right now.
Cool.
Well, we could. Should we? Should we do it? Should we do it? Should we do it?
I'm asking my court. Should we?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Culture change. So now we have the same culture as our lands. So
now we actually can.
Yeah, now we can't diverge, can we? We can. We can only diverge if we're not house head. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Why is that so expensive? Why is the base cost so high?
Did we have some selection that was...
We don't have any selection at the moment. Well...
Whatever. We'll
regardless,
figure that out later.
We can only diverge if we're not culture head. Oh,
everyone else
everybody's
is converting their cultures.
Okay, now we are culture head. So
we are culture head. Okay, I see.
We stole it from that guy. We can't diverge anymore, but now we can reform the culture.
Nice.
So this we just went and we're like, okay, our culture. So
take that, ass hat.
If we want, we can now store up our prestige.
You stole our land, we stole your culture. That's better.
If we want, we can now store up our prestige and spend it on adding new cultural traditions.
We should absolutely do that. That sounds like a great idea.
What sort of traditions should we get? We can get regional ones, like things that are specific to this region, specialties. We can do religious stuff. Do any of these make us better at doing heresies? We could, come on, how do we do heresies? Religion blending? Religion blending would do it. We could do wars.
I don't know that we need to do a lot of wars.
We can do social stuff. Regardless, we can't actually do this yet. We've got many options.
We'll have options. Okay. Sweet.
Another thing I'm realizing that would potentially help us.
Can we screw that guy over some more?
If we were the same...
Oh, we got something.
Protecting against schemes. Somebody's scheming against us. Oh, more ransom.
Wait. Who's scheming against us?
It's a mystery. Oh, now that we've changed cultures, this guy over here likes us. He likes us quite a bit. He likes us enough that he will voluntarily swear fealty as long as we give him a religious exemption.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds... Yeah, give him a... That's fine. Practice the religion you want, buddy.
All right. So we've just expanded by 2 provinces and lost 1 province, so I call that a net benefit.
Yeah.
Now, if we became the same religion as this guy, he wouldn't be able to holy war us anymore. So if we get worried about him doing that
we can convert and just be like, yeah, try it, bro.
Yeah.
But isn't our epithet specifically after our religion.
Which would be very funny if we immediately switched religions.
Oh, more inspirations, huh? Yeah. Let's inspire.
There we go. So we could.
Nasir has the metalsmith inspiration. He wants to forge a goblet. Yes.
Let's forge a goblin.
Goblet.
50 gold?
It's
Sure.
It's like a goblin, but smaller.
Okay. I believe that 100%.
A trans-Saharan Berber merchant. For centuries, merchants have crisscrossed the Sahara Desert along the trans-Saharan trade routes that connect the Mediterranean and the Sahel to exchange trade goods ranging from gold and salt to slaves, ivory, and cola nuts. Recently acquainted myself with one such merchant named Takfin Bakalid. Tasfin, who is Booter, hails from one of the many Berber communities that dot the region. The Berber tribes indigenous to North Africa have played an important role in the flourishing of the region's trade. Anyways, following some discussions, he has offered to network me with other Berber merchant communities to promote the growth of trade in my realm. I'm even considering employing him at my court so we can work closely together in the future.
We can spend some money and prestige to recruit him, but get benefits. We can just say, it's a pleasure working with you.
Recruit him.
Just the benefits.
He's good at his job, right?
Let's see. When we recruit him, he'll join as a court member, and then we can hire him for a position. That's what recruiting means. When folks join our courts, then we put them in positions if we want.
Do we need him in a position, or do we just want to keep doing business with him?
I don't know that we need him for a thing.
If we don't need him for a thing, then let's just keep. It's a pleasure doing it. Like that keeps relations happy between us, and we're like, yeah. Hold on.
I'm also pleased to learn that the Sahara is trans now.
Yes, it is. My beneficiary and Eskay approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? I must read my irritation at... Yeah, okay. Again, to our beloved wife.
Yeah, we can do that. The other options are gain some piety for it.
Nah.
That can be good when we want piety. And you can also earn prestige from it.
We're a wife guy. We need everyone to know it.
Got it.
All right, we're reaching the end of the sode here, so...
Yeah, shall we call it?
Yeah. Hey, if you like this, let us know. Maybe we'll do more of this in the future. We're not stopping Dwarf Fortress. We'll still continue with that, but like Vivian really wanted to spend some time doing a map game, and I've had fun helping shape our future here. Which it's even better that I don't have to do any of it.
Just have to have some ideas.
Right. I get to finally be an ideas person. Finally. Thank you all for joining us. Let us know if you like this kind of stuff on the Potpourri as well. I like the idea of using the Potpourri for some of these other games that don't really fit in with like the book club style we do now. So, hopefully you're enjoying it too. We'll see you all next month.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.